Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Hope you guys are doing good or doing well. Let's wait just a minute to let some more people in. I'm gonna close my door and we'll get started. Okay, now I'm ready. All right, so yesterday, we didn't really have pre-market runners throughout the day. I mean, initially we did, but the volume really rotated to random runners like LCFY, came out of nowhere, right? And it made a massive move for those that were trading. And we had another one, Nexi. Nexi made a massive move, but remember that both of these stocks were not running in pre-market, and they started running around like 10:30, 11 o'clock Central. Okay, so that's one thing to remember, especially after this big of a move on a 40 million share, 40 million float. I'm not a huge fan. I will look at protected candles and we'll go over all this stuff just in case something takes the volume. But one thing to remember is what I just said. SMTG made a massive move. Okay. So this just made a massive move. Now we're gonna look for. Okay, so one thing I don't like about initial massive moves is that buyers really use all of their power right now, at least. So I think when it comes down to 87, it's gonna need to chop around, maybe even go a little bit lower, right? There's so much free space here, like unfilled territory, to where I feel like it needs to consolidate here before a bigger move, right? And there's a lot of selling pressure, a lot of selling pressure. So we'll at least wait for 87.65, but we marked out now where the key levels are going to be. Okay, so 40 cents is where initial buyers came in. 59 cents is where the second set of buyers came in. Vev, 87 cents is where the next set of buyers came in, and then 156 is where sellers came in. So does anyone remember the second step? First, we mark out the protected candles. Then what do we do? Anyone in the Discord here or on YouTube here? Who knows the next step? All right. Discord member got it. Code rooster. Okay, Anna, there you go. Monthly and weekly review. So first, we're going to start off with the quarterly, if we see anything. Okay, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we see stuff on the monthly, sometimes we don't. It just depends on the stock, right? So that's why every stock is different. 40 cents, nothing here. Okay, why did buyers come in? Probably just news. 59 though, 59 is very significant. This 59 bottom actually, oh wow, 59 bottom right here made a move to $10. So is that impressive on that 59? Very, very much so. Why is 87 running? Why did 87 buyers come in? I would assume probably because of this level right here where this lower wick is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it right there. Okay. Now that makes sense. We have 90 cents for room to $1. Obviously overhead resistance, but this now entries closer to this bottom would be the best. So my entry levels on this would be this lower wick, 63, and down here at this 56, which is the complete low. If we come down to this 54, 53, this would be the most ideal, best risk to reward entry. Do we come down here? Probably not. That's pretty far down. 64 cents. So now let's go to the monthly. See if we can actually, let's go back to the quarterly. See if we can find anything in between a good, decent level in between 64 and 90 to be able to take an entry. So yes, I do see some buyer support here. But what I'm going to do is this is a lot of range in this wick. So what I'm going to do is drop down to the monthly to see if I see anything more significant on a little bit of a smaller time frame to be able to take an entry. And yes, I do. 75 cents. I see 75. We have a double bottom. This 75 led to $1. So this is actually where realistically my money entry would be. So I'm going to make it green and mark it 75 cents on VEV. And that's exactly what I'm looking at for VEV. 75, soak, and boom. Okay? 74, 75, soak for $1. That would be my PT. So if I'm buying at 75, I'm looking at 90 cents and $1.05. Okay? You guys see exactly why I did that? That's what I'm waiting for. 75. Double bottom, we might lower wick between there and then start to head back up. Okay? There's that. Now let's move on to Toyo. What's going on here? So this is 22 million shares traded so far, and we have a 44 million float. So VEV was 40 something million, this was 40 something million. So far on the top two gainers, nothing super small of a float. Okay. Now let's check out where the buyers stepped in. Same routine. While I'm marking out where buyers came in, I want you guys to tell me the next step. See if you're paying attention. Where do we go next after this? But let me mark out where the buyers came in. And this is all selling area, actually. This is all sellers. This is selling pressure came in, candle closed below this level. Tons of selling pressure volume right here. So personally, I'm all like, I can't take it over here. This is resistance. It could completely knife. But if it breaks out and retest into this 325, I would take it for 390 and more. Okay? That's my thesis there. So, but let's go check out the quarterly chart. Quarterly, see, this one we have nothing. Monthly, nothing. Weekly, nothing. Daily, okay, we have something. We are currently at 311, 312. All right, right here. 312 is the price. And we have buyers come in a little bit right here. Okay, so we have buyers coming at 177. Makes sense, right? You guys see why buyers came in at 177? It makes complete sense to me. Why did 202 come in? I guess this resistance flip into support. Why did 212 come in? Using the same level to level. So in fact, it should be exactly 215. Why did buyers come in at 250? Same. We're using the same candle. Where's my next entry? Any guesses? If we're using one candle on Toyo from the daily chart, I want you guys to go check. Where's my next entry? Any idea? If we're using the bottom, we're using the candle close. We're using the candle open. What's next? Where am I taking my entry on Toyo? Which I'm actually pretty interested right now because this candle has been respecting. Where am I taking my entry? Few people respond. Where's 215? 215 is pretty low. We're at 313 right now. So we're over here right now, 313. If we're using this candle, we've used the low. We've used this 215, which is the candle close. We've used the 255, which is the candle open. Yes, we're using the top wick, XB Gamer, and Can. We're using this. This is what I'm interested in. And it should be fairly simple. We're just following the candle. 177 buyer. It's not like I brought these lines out of nowhere. 177 we saw in the smaller time frame. Buyers came in, buyers came in, buyers came in, buyers came in. Now I'm anticipating that because every single thing about this candle has been working, I expect 280 buyers to come in and probably head towards this gap to fill at 4. Okay, what happened? 280 kind of held. I'll look for a pullback into 280 one more time. We're struggling here at 325, but yeah, I'll look for like 280 one more time or around there for a move to that $4. Why not the middle of the wick? Like 255. Well, I mean, it can bounce there, but we've already bounced off of 255. We were seeing where do buyers come in. So before we started our quarterly and weekly and daily analysis, first thing we do is look for where buyers come in. So we have buyers step in here, mark this level out, okay? And then we marked 255 out. So that's where I got 255 from. It's not, this 254 comes from intraday. So buyers step in here, and then we go to the daily, okay, 255. And we try to see why did buyers step in there, right? Is there any significant reason why buyers showed up there? Well, yes. Right, 255 is this level. Where's the candle open? So buyer stepped in here. Now we're looking for 280 to flip into support, grab liquidity, and then head towards 325, head towards 390 and 4. Hope that's clear. Is that clear? You guys understand what's going on? Okay, I think that's, move on to the next one. All right, so we have our VEV plan, which, wow, has anyone been watching VEV? 90 cent, like I said, I'm waiting for 75, but if anyone was watching 90 cents off of this protected low, right, we saw why buyers came in. Why was it? Off that 87 or 90. Yeah. We have our protected candle. Oh, let's go to the quarterly. Yeah, this lower wick right here. So now what's going to happen? Let me tell you exactly what's going to happen here. 90 cents is going to hold. We're going to go to 105, okay? We're going to tap 105. We're probably going to reject 105, actually. Like, let's use 1. I know it's over 1, but let's use this level. 1. Probably going to liquidity grab here and then head towards 75. That would be ideal situation. What could happen is we break out towards like 120, pull back into 101, and head back up, okay? But this 90 cent level, you guys can see it's working perfectly. It's the lower wick level from the quarterly chart. So buyers came in at the lower wick, and we're going to fill it at 1, and then we'll see what happens after it fills. So now we need a 5-minute candle close over 101 to be able to target the higher levels. Okay. Which now we're making 101. We'll see. It's too early to say that it's becoming support, but it is kind of. All right, so we have our plan on Toyo for 280. I'm not going over this one. Not touching it. Whoa. Yeah. You know, like, there's people who are swinging this, right? For sure. But imagine they slept in, or they're not trading on Webull, and they have like 3,000 shares. What do you do? What do you do if, like, you just, damn. 3,000 shares, you're swinging it, it goes to 14, let's just say even 1,000 shares. Yeah, you go back to sleep for sure. That would be, like, you don't have Webull, you don't have 4 a.m. trading, and you're just watching it. Oh, that would be painful. I'd be mad for the rest of my life, honestly. All right, QLGN. Zones, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of trading this one. Honestly, trade's pretty thick for the float that it has. Really, really thick for the float that it has. What I'll do is I'll remove these levels. Probably if I do trade this, probably scalps. I don't know. It depends on how it sets up. Actually, that red zone that I had was pretty big. I remember from about a week and a half ago. So actually, we might get something going. Okay, anyway. Buyers come in here. Okay. A lot of buyers come in here. You guys see the volume. How many shares? 3 million shares of volume right here. Okay. We have break of structure right here. So we swipe this high, start to pull back. Now we're looking for this protected candle to become a low to target highs again. Okay, so QLGN probably towards highs actually. We're looking at, let's see, where buyers came in. So right here, why did buyers come in here? Okay, these are our buyer levels. And then selling pressure right here. Why did sellers come in? Okay, now what do? Go to the quarterly. Why are there sellers coming in here at 41? That's pretty clear why sellers are coming in here at 41. We have this upper wick, which we'll draw out as a selling zone. Why are buyers coming in here at 30? Don't really know. Monthly. All right, so we're using this candle. We're using candle to candle analysis. What's going on? On the previous candle, what we just did, on the previous stock, on Toyo, we did candle. We were looking at one candle. So same thing here. Buyers came in at 30 cents. Buyers came in at this lower wick, and they topped out at this level. Now what I'm looking for is a higher low formation. My next higher low entry would be off of 33. Okay, 33.6 would be my entry for a move to 39. Not bad, but I'm not a huge fan of like this range. So that would be my entry, 33 after it becomes support. Right now it's negative, I'd be below it. But once 33 becomes support, I would look for a trade to 40. Okay. Yeah, but I'm not going to go over too much because I'm not a huge fan. I have not looked at plug yet. Zap, what is Zap doing? Okay, SMTG. You know, pretty interesting that I just did that. Pretty interesting that I just did that. Okay. Out of habit, what I do sometimes, it's pretty cool that it just came up. I zoom out a lot, and because when I'm so zoomed in, I get like I get a bias sometimes, right? Like, oh, there's so many green candles, or like, what's going on? Maybe I don't notice this downturn break. Sometimes when I zoom out like this, like just miniaturize it, you guys can clearly see, like, stop. The price could not get over this level, 1104, right? It's pretty tiny, but like price could not get over this. You guys can clearly see that. Sometimes you might be blinded by like, okay, it's trying to break out. It's trying to break out. Okay, it did break out. But if you look at it, when you zoom out, you kind of see how strong that resistance was. So this is not something that I've actually shared before, but I recently started doing this. I accidentally did it and I kind of liked it. So it's kind of become a habit. Like I'll zoom out and mark my level. So what happened was we came down to this low. We held this low. Okay. Trying something new in front of you guys. Now we want to see 1107 become support to be able to hit new highs. That's exactly what happened. So AGRI probably to new highs now after 1107 becomes support. I don't know. Maybe you guys can try that out and it works. Anything to help. But yeah, so 1107, pretty big resistance. We can just kind of 11 even. Super big resistance, probably heading towards new highs now because we're making this previous structure into support. And we have probably room to like 13 now. Okay. Let's see if the analysis, this thing works on zooming out all the way here. All right, so perfect example. Like I see the uptrend. Now it's a lot more easier to see. But when I zoom out, it's so much easier for me to just catch this uptrend. Like, okay, zoom out, bigger picture. Because I'm looking for the bigger picture, right? So we have this uptrend right here. So once this line cracks, probably a relief pop and a liquidity pop just to grab more shorts and then head back down. So this line is going to be saying a lot. Okay, along with this line. Okay, that's what we have. And looking by the probability, probably breaks down. I don't know, it looks pretty extended. Well, or maybe a pop and then dip. Everything just depends on candle closes, right? We can anticipate whatever, we can guess whatever, but it all just depends on market makers and retail and candle closes. So Vev, what's going on here? Like I said, we talked about 90-cent hold for 101 sweeps. That's exactly what happened. Look for 90-cent holds again. Personally, like I said, I'm waiting for 75. That would be ideal. If not, we'll see how it sets up in the open, but this 90-cent level is pretty interesting right now. I like it. Okay. I've been babbling for about 27 or 25 minutes. Any questions you guys have? So I was gonna talk about Zap, but then in my mind I was like, do I really want to go over Zap right now? And the reason behind that is because there's so much volume that's stuck in this, and it's such a hard trade. Like they trap it. Like in order to get this move, you have to be watching this price action and be trapped out here. You get stopped out here, then you get stopped out on this wick, then you get stopped out on this wick, then you definitely get stopped out on this wick. So they sweep liquidity for the first hour and a half of the market before even thinking about bringing it back, right? Same thing over here. When I was trading Zap on this day, the second day of the run, or whatever, I don't care what day. It was this day. This one. That's what I have 675. I was looking at this protected candle. Okay, I took an entry when it retested. Wait, I took an entry when it retested something like right here, maybe. All right, I was looking for a hold of a protected candle, a little sweep. On the smaller time frame, there was a sweep, right? So I took an entry and then it didn't work. They came down, grabbed all the liquidity below this low, brought it back up and held my same exact level, which was the protected candle, the high volume candle that broke structure, and they made that massive move up. So I was I wasn't upset, but I was like, damn, they really did that, because I saw it later in the day. I didn't see it at the time. I was done trading. So yeah. So Zap is like one that really has to trap for liquidity. They liquidity hunt a lot. So we'll see how it sets up. I'm not really a huge fan of really talking about this one right now. So I mean, it could be clean today, now that because I'm mentioning it. But yeah. QLGN. What's my top watch today? Honestly, I don't really have a top watch. Nothing's like beautiful. 75 is my top watch, I would say, on Vev. Really want 75. Best risk reward for me, 75 to $1. And then Toyo, 280. That's about it. Don't really care about anything else right now. What I do think, in the beginning of the stream, for those that didn't join in on time, we had most of the runners yesterday were runners that randomly ran, like LCFY and Nexi. They weren't pre-market runners. They didn't have any reason to run, right? Or maybe one of them had news or something, but none of them were from pre-market. Those two biggest runners, they weren't from pre-market. So if none of these are going and if there's no super big momentum trade, then just chill and wait for that. Because there's always a runner. There's always a runner. I think that's the hardest thing to process, just waiting for that next runner. But there always is. Um, so just being patient for that one, and once you know that there's gonna be another runner, you could just stay patient. But we'll see if these things take the volume. If not, we'll focus on the next runner. All you need, today's a Friday, just take one or two good trades. Have that mindset that, all right, I'm about to take one or two trades and I'm out. If you have the mindset of like, all right, I'm gonna stick here for a few hours, try to scalp my way to my daily goal. Stressful. You get baked most of the time. And yeah. So just have that mindset that like, all right, I'm here. Max, I want to stay here is an hour, hour and a half. Right? I'm trying to steal money from the market. Market's trying to steal money from me. I'm gonna win and I'm gonna dip. Okay? So have that mindset. If you guys do want to trade with me live right now, link is right here. You guys can check it out. Right here. mmlinks.co/7days. You guys can check out the top link in the description. It's for free. You guys have a 7-day free trial. You guys have all access to my private videos about the protected candles, about my trading strategy. And yeah, I hope you guys tune in and enjoy the weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday on YouTube. We'll probably have a new video coming out soon, maybe over the weekend. I already have it recorded. So make sure you guys subscribe, drop a like on the stream, and have those notification bells on so you guys can get that video to you ASAP. So other than that, I'm about to hop on the Discord in a few minutes and live trade and bang out a trade or two. So other than that, it's been Minnie.